The conclusion. So how would we rate the quality of Coca Cola's expat management? And how would you measure the success of expat management in general? And how can one company learn from the expat management of another company? After all, you cannot simply copy another company's successful strategy and implement it at your own firm. As stated before, expats are 2 to 3 times more expensive, and considering the amount of expats at Coca Cola, it's obviously important to keep the failure rate as low as possible. But if there are often a good successful time abroad, the firm must have a good follow-up plan in order to retain the value of the expat at the company. When it comes to ensuring that the overseas assignment succeeds, we believe that Coca Cola is doing a good job. The selection process is fair and unbiased, and potential expats are selected on their skills to overcome the lack of talent at a certain position in a foreign subsidiary. Or they are chosen for the purpose of professional development. We think that in both cases it shows appreciation for the worker. Moreover, Coca-Cola offers extensive training that starts well in advance of the departure and that will continue at the moment of the arrival in the host country. These trainings are essential to cope with the inevitable culture shock. With the help of training, an expat should be able to cope with the shock a lot better, and this should minimize fight or flight behavior and therefore make it easier to become a good fit at the foreign subsidiary. This latter part is a fundamental part to make sure that the expats execute their tasks to the best of their abilities. In terms of compensation, we believe that Coca-Cola does an excellent job. From increased base salary and hardship allowance to performance monitoring. It all helps to increase the general appeal of living in a foreign country. But what makes Coca-Cola really stand out here is by ensuring that the partner of the expat has a job in the host country as well. It recognizes how the happiness of the partner affects the performance of the expat. And although we think that additional training for the partner to cope with culture shock could also be very useful. In short, when it comes to preventing expatriate failure, we believe that Coca-Cola take good action to minimize this as much as possible. However, as mentioned before, higher emphasis should be placed on cultural awareness, intercultural communication, but also perhaps in the training of partners. This should aid to overcome the striking challenges of adaptability and acceptance by locals. In the area of career follow-up, we do, however, believe there's still much to be gained for Coca-Cola. Although we were unfortunately not able to find data on how many expats end up leaving the company after their time abroad, we do believe that the lack of a plan after their return could cause this figure to be unnecessarily high, and perhaps even higher than the average of 25%. A good follow-up plan will provide a feeling of recognition for the expat that perhaps financial compensation can't provide. It shows that the skills and the knowledge of the expats not only appreciated during their time abroad, but also back in the home country. Of all the time and efforts that has been invested in the expat, a substantial part should be on the return of him or her. Allowing them to work on projects related to their time abroad, or perhaps allow them to focus on a new country. Either way, a new exciting project or goal has to be created for the expat to focus on, for the benefit, of course, of their professional development. Something that will make them feel needed and not redundant at the home company. I mean, after all, it would be obviously an incredible waste if all that gained knowledge just leaves through the back door. Managerial implications. One firm's successful management of expats should never be completely copied by another firm, but looking back at the Coca-Cola case, there are definitely a few key learning points. Expats should be selected on their skills and competences, and it should be important for the professional development of the individual as well. There should also be sufficient compensation, and special attention should go out for the private life of the expat and how it affects his or her performances. Training and or job opportunities for the partner should be beneficial for the partner's adaptability and therefore also for the expat. Furthermore, the striking challenges of expats may vary per country and per company, but these should always be noted in order to put extra attention to these striking challenges in future trainings, and so to better prepare the future expats. Lastly, the professional development of the expat should not stagnate by their return. Entirely new projects or projects with relevance to their time abroad should be designed, and new goals should be created in order to make the expat feel recognized, valued, and to keep them excited, and obviously to keep them at the company.